So guys, we got our hands on the brand new Milwaukee M18 Fuel Striker, and the question is, can it successfully replace the pneumatic? So guys, that's the real question here with this new Milwaukee M18 Fuel Striker. Can this cordless option do what a pneumatic air hammer has done for many, many years? Can we cut the cord? Can we cut the hose and use a battery only? Well, I've seen a lot of videos about this tool since it was released, and a lot of demonstrations are showing it do things that an air hammer or a cordless hammer chisel was never meant to do. We've seen videos of people breaking bricks, videos of people chiseling rock in their yard. This is an automotive tool. This is meant to replace this. This is for ball joints. This is for suspension and steering components. This is for doing that kind of work. It's not an SDS. This is not a rotary hammer without the drill function. This is an automotive specific tool, and we need to test it and use it for review on those kinds of applications. So we've got an old 2008 Subaru Outback, and we're going to put it to real world use on that car and things that you would use an air hammer for in the automotive trade. So let's talk some specifications. Let's talk some numbers about this Striker. Now, the retail is going to be, I believe, $5.99 for the bare tool. And a lot of people are already gritting their teeth at that $600 price point. But in all honesty, I think it's worth it not to have to worry about an air hose. This thing is going to be great for junkyard trips or for mobile techs, or just anyone in the shop that's tired of turning on their air compressor, because the old air hammer here was one of the last tools I was using with air. So that is one handy thing, is cutting the cord and not having to use that air compressor. Now the tool will come with the hammer bit, as you see here, and a flat chisel bit. They also have this 5-piece set here. This is the 4916-3776, and it's got your hammer bit. It's got a tapered bit. It's got a sheet metal cutter. It's got a flat chisel and a flat chisel with a notch in it. Now, a couple of specifications, like I said before, this is supposed to perform like a pneumatic at 145 PSI. It's supposed to be quicker than a pneumatic at pushing out a ball joint. I don't know what metric they use to find their results, but it takes your normal 0.401 inch round shanked air hammer bit. So all the air hammer bits you have already will work in this tool. As I said, on the on hand or in the on hand, I do like this quarter turn collet for changing the bits compared to the slide down quick on the snap on, because it can be a bit of a pain to pull it down and get all those ball bearings in there to release. I think there's 3 of them in there. But, you know, we've got our 3,000 beats per minute. We got 3 work modes. You've got the 1, 2, and 2 with soft start. I'm not sure if we can show this. There's stage 1, which is as good as that tells you. We got number 2, which is full power, and number 2 with a ramp up. And then, of course, you can push and hold and lock it out where it will not activate with the battery in place. So number 2 is where I kept it, and with the ramp up. A couple more things. We've got the work light, pretty standard on the Milwaukee. I like this section. I like this rubber over mold for grabbing it and holding it and aiming it, so to say. Gives you good control over the tool with your primary hand back here on the trigger and your other hand up here on the nose, so to say, compared to your traditional air hammer, which, I mean, there's not a huge size difference, mainly the battery on the back end. As far as width, it is much bigger, but on that Subaru, I didn't really find anywhere I couldn't get this that I could this for the work I was performing. So that was nice that, you know, even though it's bigger, you can still get it where you need to. I haven't come across a place where I can't, but, you know, I've only had it for less than a week at this point. So maybe there will be a situation later where the size is a hindrance, but I don't foresee it. We'll start off getting this rusted brake rotor free. Just like so.
We've also got a damaged wheel stud. Let's knock it out. Just as easy as that. Quick bit replacement. Much easier and faster than with the old pneumatic air hammer. And let's get this stuck axle out of this wheel hub assembly. Just that simple. Let's get this tie rod in loose. Now an absolute favorite for Subaru techs, getting the ball joint out of the spindle. Can we do it hammering on that lower control arm without having to get the special ball joint pulling tool? Look at there, busted it right out. And now a real test. Can it chisel out a rusted stuck wheel hub assembly? Guys, any of you that work on Subarus know how seized up these things can get and how hard they can be to remove. Now that is super impressive. Now I know I butchered this thing, but this is a junkyard car of mine that I'm scrapping anyway. Didn't really make any kind of damage other than that little bit right there. Who cares about the old hub assembly? We got it out. But man, has this thing got some real serious power. I would argue more power than my Snap-on air hammer.
One other question or concern I saw in the comments on the shorts and the pictures posted the last couple of days, people worried about the vibration and the battery connection. This has that vibration isolator like the latest 1/2-inch high torque, so that shouldn't be a concern. It has shock absorbers in here where the battery will rotate with the connectors rather than the connectors being hard attached to the tool and there being shake vibration between the two. They allow that to float, so to say, to take some of that vibration up and should not be an issue with your battery connection at all. So guys, there you have it. Real hands-on usage of the Striker. We're going to be using it more in future videos, I'm sure, on some more rusty components, more suspension, more steering, ball joints, etc. That's just what I had laying around to show you guys really quick for this early review on the tool. Be sure to stick around for updates on it as I use it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future tool and Subaru videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.